Welcome back. We're on the halftime show here on the Westmoreland Sports Network as Franklin Regional squares off tonight with Greensburg-Salem, and Jonathan Whaley will be back with you in just a little while with a look at stats and some other things from the first half. But first, our player interview here tonight at Panther Stadium with quarterback Nico Lodovico. And Nico, after opening the season with such a tough loss to Mars, and then, of course, last season the tough loss to Knock, how good does it feel to kind of get 2 wins under your belt, and now you guys can start rolling a little bit?
It feels a lot better. I mean, coming off with no preseason, kind of games, kind of was rough because you got to eliminate mistakes, especially when you play against a good team like Mars. So, I mean, it was definitely different coming into this season. But, we're starting to eliminate a lot more mistakes, starting to become more crisp on defense and on offense. So, it feels good to finally get rolling again.
Offensively, kind of evaluate where you guys are at right now, of course, as the quarterback and kind of the leader of the offense. Where are you guys at right now as an offense, and what do you guys have to do better right now?
I think right now we're the big thing is our tempo. I mean, we usually start off slow, and that's expected because of different personnel coming in and out. But our line is doing awesome right now with very senior dominant line, and they're doing a great job. So I think the biggest thing for us to keep doing right now is pick up the tempo, make sure we have the right personnel in the game, and get things going really.
And as an individual right now from the quarterback position, what are some of the things you think are going well for you personally, and some of the things you need to get better at as we progress throughout the season?
I don't know. I mean, I want to keep running the ball well and keep passing it, obviously get it to the playmakers out, Jonoff and Churn, and just let them run with it.
Now, you mentioned the offensive line. One of the guys you are playing without is Nate Fleck, all-conference center. Talk about how you and Babbitt now are kind of developing that chemistry until Nate gets back and how he's playing.
Yeah, well, Babbitt's doing an awesome job stepping in for Fleck, and as soon as he gets back, I'm sure no steps will be lost, and he's just an awesome guy, awesome kid, great offensive lineman, great center. But Babbitt really stepped up and filled his shoes for the time being.
One of the other guys, of course, you're playing with without your Batman or without your Robin, if you will, Dane Brown. He's still out with that injury. Kind of talk about, has the offense changed at all? Are you guys doing anything differently with Dane out of there? And really, how has the other guys stepped up? I know Paul Emanuel had a big game last week. Of course, Nick Vento's been playing well, too.
Well, like you said, a lot of guys have been stepping up, especially senior running back Nick Vento. Zanotto came in, sophomore, Paul Emanuel Jr. I mean, they're doing an awesome job. We're not changing up play calls. We just want to stick to what we do best, run the football, pass it, and keep going.
Has it been something you put a little more pressure on yourself, Nico, as a senior quarterback and leader of the offense, to when Dane gets out of there to try to do too much, or is that something that you kind of put on yourself?
When somebody goes down, you want to pick up the slack, but I mean, with the guys coming in, there's really no slack to pick up. I mean, they do a great job filling the open space, and obviously, yes, you want to do a little bit more, but with what we got in, you can just do what you do.
Nico, you're playing safety as well on the defensive side of the ball. Actually, Coach Bottom, I think, made a mention after the Mars game that maybe he'd have to spell you a little bit more defensively because maybe you got a little tired during that Mars game. But now, of course, it's cooler temperatures. But just kind of talk about how you like playing on both sides of the ball and like going up and making that big hit out of the safety position too sometimes.
Well, it's definitely different game aspect-wise. You keep running and running. But our front guys do a great job. Linebackers, Carter, Vento and Dominic, doing a great job. So, I mean, I don't really get that many hits because it already happened 5 yards in front of me, but it's definitely nice to give a little payback when I get hit and then to give a hit. So it's definitely different, though.
Is it tough at all? I know a lot of kids play both ways, particularly in AAA, AA, and single A, maybe not as much in quad A, but how tough is that to kind of go on both sides of the ball?
Well, definitely, I mean, your stamina gets tested, but luckily, we have good depth, and Coach Bod does a great job conditioning us throughout the summer and through the season. So it's not as tough as it may seem, but then again, you never know how many reps you actually are getting.
One of the biggest positions, I guess, the turnover was at wide receiver. You have Colin Jonoff and Sharon Singh, a couple of real talented wideouts for you this year. Colin's been lighting up the scoreboard, and Sharon Singh, Coach Botta said that he believes he could be a Division I corner or wide receiver in the future. Kind of just talk about how Colin stepped up this year and also how Sharon has progressed in now his junior season.
They are just awesome to start with. I mean, they're lightning fast, very shifty, so throwing them the ball is just a treat alone. But when you get them out in open space, it's fun to watch. And we've been working in the summer, throwing passes, getting our timing down, and you can tell that they're a lot more experienced than what they would be if they just came in dry, like just a lot of timing and just a lot better wide receivers.
So the chemistry kind of came pretty quick for you guys.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Now, I want to take it away from the X's and O's real quick here and kind of talk about, we always talk about how people got into football, how the student athletes got into football. I know you have a couple of brothers that I'm sure the backyard football games are always fun at your house. They probably still are. Just kind of talk about growing up in that football family and having the other your brothers play here at Franklin Regional too.
It started out as my sister's a cheerleader. That really got into it. And then,
yeah, we can't forget her, right?
Yeah, can't forget her. But my brother Gino and Marco both played on the same team, and they won state championship here at Franklin Regional. So living up to that is pretty much my goal. I mean, I always get stuff at dinner tables, and oh, I have a state championship ring. But just them being around me, beating me up in the backyard playing football, just one day thinking that I could do it to them. So. I'm getting there though. So
now, when they say that stuff to you, do you say mine's coming too? I mean, that I'm sure that was your goal coming into this year, wasn't it?
I always make fun of them because they were bruisers. One's a nose guard, one's a middle linebacker. I said their jobs were easier than mine, but one's coming. One's definitely coming.
That's right. You're in the skilled position, right?
Exactly.
Nico, just a couple of more things for you. Talking with Nico Lodovico here on the halftime show. We talked about your goal coming in, obviously, to win a state championship, but just talk about some other individual goals that you had coming into this year.
I think my biggest individual goal is just to lead the team as far as we can go. I mean, obviously on the offensive side of the ball, and try to help Carter Henderson on the defensive side of the ball to just really do what we do best, and that's win. So that's the biggest goal, really.
You go up against Greensburg-Salem here tonight. What have you seen from them on film, the kind of problems they're going to present for you defensively and from defense, from when you're looking at it? What things do they do on offense and defense because, of again, you play on both sides of the ball?
Well, we know that they're a very physical team. Anytime we go up against them, I mean, there's always scraps. So, I mean, we love that, though. We're a very physical team, and we like contact. But they're definitely skilled in a lot of positions, and they're big up front. They're quick, so it'll be a good matchup.
One final thing for you, college plans, not only for not only athletics, but academics as well. What are you kind of looking at as a major, and where are you kind of looking at right now as far as college plans go?
College, anywhere for college. I mean, college is a great education, but I want to go into occupational therapy, work with some kids, disabilities, and kind of get ahead of the game there.
Yeah, very good. All right, Nico, hey, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Good luck tonight against Greensburg-Salem.
Thank you.
That's Nico Lodovico on the halftime show. Coming up, Jonathan Whaley will rejoin you live from Panthers Stadium. You're watching live to Panthers football on the Westmoreland Sports Network.